Right. Let me start here. Share your screen. Okay. So what we'll do is other day we spoke about some of the different. So what is subscription? Subscription and what is resource group? And we spoke about different types of cloud, right? So here we have something called public cloud, then private cloud, then we have something hybrid cloud. Okay, so we are able to discuss about the different service models or service models, right? This one. So we'll talk different service models. So before we talk here, so generally in our, if let me go to this. So you, if at all you have some virtual machine, so you talk as virtual. 1 minute. Yeah, you talk like server, something like server or virtual machine, right? This is how you talk. Or if at all you have something called database, so you have something called SQL database, right? So you have something called a web application, right? This is what we generally talk. But now you can't, if when you come to the cloud, you can't say that is a machine or a server or a database or web application or a ETL tool. So you don't, or a ETL tool. Okay. So this is what, right now. So this is what we generally know in the on-premise. So generally we speak, we talk on in terms of a machine, in terms of the server, right? So this is what we generally talk. But these are broadly classified into different service models here. So that service model or service types. So this is called something called IaaS, something called PaaS, something called a SaaS. So you should not take a database or a server or a machine or a ETL tool. Those all are classified into these models. So what do you mean by this IaaS? So it is nothing but infrastructure as a service. This platform as a service. This one, software as a service. So this is what we generally call in terms of, we call in the cloud, we call them like platform as a service. Is all we'll call. Okay. So what do you mean by that? When you say that, what do you mean by platform as a service? What do you mean by software as a service? What do you mean by infrastructure as a service here? What do you mean by that? Okay, right. Let's go there. Now, infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure. So here, you want to build a house. So you have two things here. So either you have two things. One is you buy a land here. Okay, so land that is around some 200 square yards. Okay, you buy this, and here, so now you want to build by your own self. What you'll do, you will get, first thing is you'll get a municipality permission, right? Municipality permission. Okay, so this is how you do it. Later after this is over, then you dig a bore well, right? Bore well, right? Now after that, you will connect to a person, laborers. You'll go for labors and talk with laborers regarding that construction. After that, what you do, you will take sand, cement, right? Bricks, iron, right? And other raw material. So you will take this. So you have all food, electricity, material, all this. So this is what you are doing. So you are taking, so this all you are having the infrastructure and started constructing with the labor, right? So you are procuring. So what is this infrastructure? This is total infrastructure, right? Sand, cement, concrete, bricks, iron, raw material, remaining raw materials, electricity, food, right? Tiles, this all you are getting. So these are raw material. But you have, so that is all if you want your own house, right? So this is own house that would be built by your own house. Now there is other thing, right? You can directly go to a builder. So you have apartment here. This apartment has got, right? So you see it has got houses. So here is a builder. So builder is going to look after, right? Builder is the one who is going to look after that all things. This, so about this borewell, labor, and permission, this, and he is going to take care. But what do? You just go and ask this house, right? So you just ask what is the area, right? Then cost of building, right? And registration. Then you make the payment, and you go into the house, right? This is how you do it. This is how you go here, right? So this is how you do it and get. So here you see, if at all you want to build by your own self, you need to get that infrastructure, right? You need to, if that has to, so you have two things, right? So infrastructure, you want to get your own infrastructure and build as per your requirement, as you want to design your own house, or you want to go to a builder and just take a building, take a apartment, flat, and get into the house. This all depends on you, what type of you wanted, right? No? Absolutely. So which is convenient. So that all depends how, in what angle, in what way you want to take it up, right? So this now, right? So this is a, so now what is the infrastructure as a service? So what, when you say infrastructure as a service, if you go to the cloud here, so here you have virtual machine. So you see virtual machine, right? Microsoft is giving you. So if you go to the cloud, yes, here, if you go to cloud, so go to cloud here. So we have cloud. So this is East US 2, right? So here you got some virtual machine. So see here, you have got a virtual machine. So what it will tell you? It will give the infrastructure means. So what type of what you wanted. So you see what operating system you wanted, what size of virtual machine you wanted, virtual machine. So when you say size, you have cores, you have RAM, you have hard disk, right? So these all it will give you, and you create whatever the machine will give you hardware, and later you create a server, you install whatever you wanted. So you want to go with, so now you want to have, after taking a version, you want to have Java, go and have Java here. You want to have SQL Server, go and have SQL Server. SQL Server here. You want to have some Oracle, go and have your own Oracle. Oracle. So this is a right now. So Microsoft is giving infrastructure for you. Right, let's go and see now. If you go to this, just go. See here, I've told best example for going to virtual machine. Infrastructure as infrastructure as service is virtual machine. Nothing but infrastructure. It's, you see, it is told infrastructure as service. When you take virtual machine, what would be infrastructure? So that RAM, processor, hard disk, these all is infrastructure. Later, after creating virtually, whatever you wanted, you can go and have. Right? Now let's go. Go to this. So click on this virtual machine here. So I'll not create, I'll just show you the example here. I'll not create. We don't require any virtual machine for our data engineering. Okay. So you see here virtual machine. Just come down here. So you see the size. This is image. When you say image, is nothing but the operating system that you wanted. So here you see you have this operating system. What type of operating system you wanted? So go there. Image here. Click on this all images. So here you'll have Windows, this you see, Red Hat, Ubuntu, right? So yeah, so you can have CentOS, these all. SQL Server 2022 on Windows Server 2022, right? You have all this. So you see Visual Studio, Oracle Linux. So these all you have. So they're giving you, right? Now go back, right? Now here you see size. So you see size here. When you go to size, click on this all sizes here. So you see what CPU you wanted, what RAM you wanted, what hard disk you wanted, max IOPS. So you see here, these all you're getting, right? CPU, RAM, hard disk, these all. So if you want to go for 4 CPU, 14, or you want to go and have this also. So you can take whatever you wanted. You see here, 8 CPU, 16 GB, 8 CPU, 32 GB, 16 hard disk, and here you see input output per, so IOPS, nothing but input output per second, number of requests and response go and come here. So these all you are giving, right? So this is what they are giving infrastructure. You create this virtual machine, later you do whatever you wanted with this virtual machine. The only service that you have in IaaS, so this is a service model. So in this, so if you go here, go to Google if you want. Sorry. Different cloud service models you see here. So if you go to this, so let me, yeah, Microsoft documentation. Yeah, you can go to here, go to this image. So you see here, different service model. See here. So you see on-premise, this is all you are maintained. IaaS, you see networking, they're giving storage, servers, virtualization, PaaS here, right? So this is very important. So you may not be understanding now, but later you, as you keep on working, you'll understand what is that happening. Okay, so this is what. See, This is very important. That is what is called infrastructure as a service. Okay, right. What is this platform as a service? So here, so if you want, so two things here. One is, so I want to have a SQL server. Just understand SQL server here. When you go to SQL server, what happens? So either you take a virtual machine, then install OS, then install the SQL server, right? This is what you wanted. So you are taking a virtual machine here. When you take a virtual machine, what happens here? So virtual machine will have some RAM, CPU, then processor, then hard disk, right? Now, after this, you install operating system, then you install the SQL server. So this is a, so you'll have virtual machine, right? Now? So you get this virtual machine, right? You can have a SQL server like this also. But when you take virtual machine like this, so this is, so as we discussed, that infrastructure part, right? That HDD, RAM, processor, right? That all is infrastructure. Then it converts again this, when you take SQL server with this, it goes with the virtual machine. But we don't want like this. We don't want. So can we have other way of SQL server? Yes, you can have other way of SQL server. So how you are going to do it? So here, if you see, without creating a virtual machine, just here, go to this, go home. So go to the SQL server. So you got SQL server. So is that I'm creating a virtual machine? No. But when you're creating SQL server, so it requires hardware, it requires software, right? Automatically a service is given for you. Software as a service, sorry, platform as a service. So here SQL Server databases. So this one platform as a service. You are getting a service. So you're not taking a virtual machine. The same thing here. The one which we have seen, you see networking. So you see here software. You see networking, storage, server, virtualization, middleware, runtime. So these all are built here, right? Built. So you're directly getting a database here. You're not taking a virtual machine. But after, so generally you can go and have a virtual machine. On top of that, you can have the operating system. Then you can install the SQL server. But this becomes infrastructure as a service. But now I'm directly going as a service here. You see SQL server databases. So it's not a virtual, it's just a service platform as a service. Okay, right. Now here only when you create database, you have to only create a tables, put a data there. That's all. Remaining everything they have given you. Underlying hardware, underlying software, these all will talk again. Now the next one is, so this you see software as a service. So when you go to the software as a service, so here I've told you virtual machine, here I'm telling you SQL server, and here I'm saying you something like Microsoft Outlook. Right now, what you do in the email, you just open, so you go here, right? You go to Yahoo something, right? You go to this. Now you just compose here, go to this, click on here. So you say to, from, and write the message and click on send here. So who is developing? Who has developed this Yahoo portal? Where is this hosted? We don't know. Who has developed? We don't know. We are just opening it. We are just on a click. So the message is sent to that particular person, right? This is a, so this is called as a software as a service. You have not done anything. Just on a click, everything has happened. So best example. So you see, if you go to this, so see here, everything is given for you. Networking, hard, storage, server, virtual, everything, even application is also given for you. But when you go to PaaS, you have given the hardware and software, but data and application is what you develop here. So see here, green color you manage, and blue color providers manage here. So this is all. And if you go to infrastructure, they give you only the storage, networking, servers, what this operating system middleware, and these all have to take care by you. So this is called cloud service models. Very important. So you'll come to know as we go on, keep on creating and working. But as of now, you just remember that we have got three types of service models. Okay, right. Now let's go to the cloud here. So I think I might have told you how to create this portal. This. So I'll share you the document with you so that you can go through and create. So when you're creating this portal, so as I told you, so first thing is have one Outlook email ID, then you need to have a credit card. Okay, so you will have, so you can go and create Azure free trial account. Okay, so this will give 1 month free trial account. Okay, and that is 30 days of duration. So you can use it for 30. So this is how you can go and create. Okay, right. So now let's go to the first topic of us, right? So we need to, so right. So as we are data engineers, so right, let me close this one. Right, let me go with a paintbrush here. So we know that we are data engineers. So our responsibility to process the code data, right? So now, as we know, so this is cloud, right? This is cloud and this is customer environment. Assume like this is a customer environment here, customer environment. So we know that the files, so here there is some server at customer environment. So let's go with the server. So in this server, you have got some place. So they are given something called E drive data files like this they are given. So the files would be daily placed here. Daily files are placed here. Daily. So we are not concerned from where the file comes. We are only concerned with so file might coming from some people might have placed the files, or some files might have come from other applications, or some other application like Oracle or SAP or Salesforce or mainframes similar to that. The files might have placed here, right? So you'll have that files here. These files are placed. So like this, the files are placed here. So files are placed here, right? So when these files are placed, so you need to take these files onto cloud to process these files. So here what you do, you take these files to the cloud here. So here you have storage. So here we have three types of storages here. So we call Azure storage repositories. Right? So like this, we have got three types of storage repositories in the cloud. So what are there is, so here we have got three types. Just see. So we have got Azure storage account. Then we have got Azure data lake storage Gen 1. Then we have got Azure data lake storage Gen 2. So we have got these three types of storage in the cloud. So let's go and see. Go to the cloud here. Go here, search for storage account. So see here, you got the storage. You see how much capacity of data you can store. It has told you can store about 500 TB of data in the cloud. Such a huge amount of data. It's not 1 terabyte of data. It is why 500 TB of data. Okay. So this one storage, and go to next one, data lake storage generation 1. So go to this. So you have see this one. So this is already there. This is there, but this got removed. So this has removed by Microsoft from 29th February 2024. They have removed this service from the cloud. They are not using it, and they are not providing for the customers also. If you go and create this, it will tell you. So you see, click on create. So now you will have some message that it has got removed. Click on this. So you see data lake storage. You see a data lake storage generation 1 will be retired on 20 February 29, 2024. We'll recommend you that you migrate your Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 1 account to Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2. Right? So this has got removed. So you need not worry about this. So if someone asks, we can say we were having 3 types, but this has got removed by the Microsoft. Leave this. So we are only concerned, we have only 2 this. So here you have Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2. So if you go to this, so here we have saw the storage account, and we saw the data lake storage generation 1, but we don't have data lake storage generation 2. We don't have this. So we don't have a separate service. What you can do it is, what you can do is, this storage account, so we have Azure storage account, right? So we have Azure storage account. Okay, so we have this Azure storage account. You can convert this Azure storage account. You can convert into data lake storage generation 2. You can convert this data lake storage generation 2. So we have some option to convert that. So while creating storage, so we don't have a separate service to create Azure data lake storage generation 2. No, taking this storage, you can select this service, but we have option to go and enable so that this gets converted into data lake storage generation 2. Okay, so that is also while creating, not after creating. After creating storage, you can't convert. So while creating the data lake storage generation to taking this service, you can do it. So let's go and do that. So see here, first see, I'll create. So you know the resource group, right? We spoke another day. Now let me go and create a resource group here. Now click on create. I'll create some resource group here. RG-dev, right? Region is East ES2. Now go to tags, review plus create. Now click on create. So I've created some resource group here. Go to resource group here. So I've created this resource group. Why did I create? Because I want to work with one of the project. So services of that project I want to tag to this resource group. That is what I told the other day. Right now let's go to home. Right now I'll go and create a storage account. You see, so I'll just create, then we'll talk in detail what is storage, what is data lake store generation 2, how it is that different also we'll make. So I'll make some examples and tell you. Let me create. So click on create here. I'm creating storage account. I'll not convert this storage into data lake storage generation 2. Okay, just here I'm creating. Now go here. I'll give something ASA 01042024 is the storage account name, right? Someone has taken. You see here what has happened. So name of this storage account is already taken by someone, is what it is saying. So I'll create hyphen demo like this. Yes, here. So it is asking only, it's not accepting this hyphens also. Okay, I have created storage. Now you see region. Now standard. Now go to redundancy. This is local redundant. Now go to next year. I'll go with the default options now. But in advanced option, you see here. So you have something called hierarchical namespace here. Where is that? While creating storage account, you have basic, advanced, networking. In advanced, here you have hierarchical namespace. So you can see here hierarchical namespace is complemented by data lake storage generation too. So if you enable this hierarchical namespace, what happens? This storage account will get converted into data lake storage generation too. I'm not enabling this one. Okay, just here I'm not enabling. Now just next year, next, remain these all options will talk. Now let me go and create. So tags here, review plus create. Let this get created. We'll talk that all options. Let this get completed. And I'll create storage. So you see, you have created the storage account, and here you see the subscription, resource group name, location, storage account, and the performance replication here. Now come down here. So you see, right? If you come down, yes. So these all options you have, right now. So these all, right. Now click on create. Let that get created. Right? You can see the storage. We'll go to resource here. So to create this storage account, what all it requires? It's required hardware, right? It requires hardware, it requires software, it requires internet, it requires everything, right? Infrastructure. So I'm sitting at home and I'm able to connect here. So how much time it has taken to create? It has not taken more than 1 minute of time to get created. So it has got created. You see here in the this is a storage account, and you see the overview. You see this resource group, location, subscription, and here you see in the properties. You see this blob service, and here hierarchical namespace has got disabled. Blob service, and you have hierarchical namespace as good disabled here, right? Right now. So this is a right. So this has got created right now. Yes. So now going ahead right now. So I'll open. So this is storage account. I'll go and create a portal. I'm opening the portal. I create data lake storage generation too. We know that data lake storage generation we don't have. Let's see now. Then how do you create data lake storage generation too? Right? So this is something I'm coming into the new. Now I'll go to storage account here. So while creating, I'll click on create. Right? Just come down. Here I'll give ADLS Gen 2 demo, right? 01042024. Right? So this is a storage account. Now come down. So redundancy, I'll make this local. So we'll talk what is the performance. This all later. Let's see. Now here in advanced, when I'm creating storage, I'm in advanced tab here. Just come down. Here you have hierarchical namespace, right? Here. Now go and enable. So I'm enabling this hierarchical namespace, right? See here, right? I'm enabling this hierarchical namespace. Now go to next. Now go to next here, next here, next. So see here, storage ADL Gen 2. Now, right? Just come down. You'll have all created. You can see this all services. Right now, here you see in advanced hierarchical namespaces got enabled. Now click on create. So while creating the storage account, I've enabled that hierarchical namespace. I have checked that checkbox, so that gets converted into data lake storage generation too. Then what is the difference between these two? We'll talk on that. So if you tell you have storage account, what is the difference? If you have data lake storage generation too, what is the difference? We'll talk on that. Right? You can see the data lake storage generation has got created. Now go to overview. So you see this has got hierarchical namespace enabled, and you see this has got data lake storage, right? Where in ADLS Gen 2 demo 0104/2024. But if you go to the storage ASA demo 0104/2024, you see this has got hierarchical namespace as you disable, this has got blob service. Right?
What is the blob service, Srikant?
Yeah, I'm telling you that only. Na? What do you mean by that? Is what I've told you. So we'll talk on the difference of that. So
Okay.
here, when you go to the storage account, this is hierarchical namespace is enabled. Now go to, so here you see in this storage account you have got 4 different services here. You've got container, you've got file, you've got queue, is all. And in the storage here also in hierarchical namespace, you've got container, you've got files, queues, is all. But as we are doing Azure data engineering, so you only concerned with the container here. Container.
Uh-huh.
Similarly, you'll have container. Okay. Right. Now, what is the difference between these two? So here, so when you go to Windows Explorer, so let's go here. So you see, you have got some E drive, then you will have some Azure. So see here, let me come back. Azure documents, then go back to this one, right here. So right now, like this. So you have this folder, right? So you see this is a path. What is that path here? So under E drive, you have this one directory. Under this, you have one more directory, right? Under this, you have folder one. Under this, you have child, right? So under this, so this is the structure that you have in Windows. This is structure, right? This is structure. The same thing you see here when you go to this. So I'm not going to this storage. I'm going to data lake. You can see here in the overview. In the overview pan, you see this has got hierarchical namespace enabled. Let's go to the container. So as I told you, in the storage account or data lake storage generation, will work with the container. Now go to this container. I'll give some container here, some name. So it's not nothing but a, a directory. Okay. Now click here, right? Dev. Now after this is over, so you see directory here. So I'll give something A. Now under this, I'll give one more directory, P here. Now here, one more directory. Now under this, give here, so D directory, right? So like this, you are creating, so under dev as a container, A, B, C, you have created multiple subfolders, right? Yes. So similarly, so this is what I've done in the hierarchical namespace enabled. So in the containers, this is what I've done. Now let's go to the storage account here. Storage account. Now if you go to this container, so I'll create a container here, def. Okay. Now tell me where you can create a folder here. Can you go and create a folder?
No,
Don't
we
have
don't have option.
that option. So that is what. So here, let me show you one document. So let me go to this. Yeah. Yes. So you want to convert storage into a storage account to data lake storage generation too. So you have on the top, you have create storage account. Here in advance, you have data lake storage generation too. You need to enable this. By default, it is disabled. Once you enable, that gets converted into storage account, data lake storage. Storage account gets converted into data lake storage generation too. So this is how the data would be stored in the underlying architecture of your storage account. Okay. So now, so Azure blob storage or storage account is called same. But when you go to data lake storage generation 2, you see the hierarchy, the parent, child, sub-child here. But when you go to this, you don't have that hierarchy in storage account, right? That is the difference between the underlying. So it's not the difference, but then in what case you need to go for data lake storage and in what case you need to go for blob here. Okay. So these all also depends here. So you have some use cases. We'll see that later. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. So this is what. Now this is about your storage. So generally, as we know, so this file, so you're creating storage. So once while creating, what you need to do, you have something called advanced option, right? There you have something called hierarchical namespace. So you need to go and enable this one, hierarchical namespace. Enable this. Once you enable, then that gets converted into data lake storage generation too. I've done, right? This is how you need to do it. Okay, so you can go. Now let's go, right? So here, so now getting this data into storage account. Now and these are, so this you get. Now these are going to access the data in this storage account will get access using either ADF or ADB or using Synapse or use Synapse. Okay, so using this all you access the storage account. But if you go to this, so just go here in the cloud. So this is cloud, right? So you go to some data center here, East US 2. Now this you create a storage account, right? So you have something ASA or ADLS Gen 2. So you will have, right? So here you'll get files. So files are placed here. So that files get. But here we have got different tools to process this data, right? So you have ADF, we have ADB, we have Synapse, we have Delta. So, right? So these all. So here you got Azure Data Factory. Now here you got Azure Databricks. Here you got Azure Synapse, right? So these all we have. These services we have. So these services are going to access the storage account. These are going to access the storage account. The Data Factory, Databricks, Synapse are going to access the storage account. How they are going to? So even though this storage account, even though Azure storage account, or that is Azure storage account, or ADLS Gen 2, ADLS, ADLS Gen 2, right? Gen 2, we have Azure Data Factory, we have Azure Databricks in the cloud, right? We have Synapse Analytics. We have this. Even though these three, even though these three are in the cloud, these three, right? These three can't go and access this storage account directly. These can't access. So here, these can't go and access the storage account directly. These three can't. These three can't access the storage account directly. Can't access. Even though these are all in cloud. Storage account, Data Factory, Databricks, Synapse are in the cloud, but these can't go and access the storage account in the cloud directly. Then how do? So these are the ETL tools in the cloud, right? Right now for data processing. Then how do they access? How do they access? Right? So here, so go to the go here. So go to the resource group. So you see you have got storage account, right? Go here, go to home. So here you got resource group. So here you got data lake storage generation too, right? So you see here, but how does that will go and access this storage account? How does that access? So if you go to this, so in the overview, just come down. You have something called security and networking. So in the storage, similarly, you will have in the data lake storage, come down here, security and networking here. So you have these two. Now here you got access keys here, right? So you see access keys. So you use access keys here. Access keys authenticate your application request to the storage account. Okay, access keys here. Okay, you see access keys. You see storage account, right? Now here the same thing. Here also storage account. You have got access keys here. So here you see key 1, key 2. So you see here, you go to this, right? So key 1, key 2 here. Here you got key. This is got a connection string. This is key. This is connection string, right? So now this this data factory want to access the storage account, or Databricks want to access, or Synapse want to access. So you need to make use of this key and connection string of this storage account. So here you got key 1 and key 2, right? You can go and rotate this, because why they have given rotation keys, so that tomorrow, so that you can generate these keys, so that these keys would be on the safe side. So you generate, so new keys would get generated here. You see, now you got UGV. Now click on rotate here, right? IR H I I2 RAH, right? So like this you get. So here you got connection string. So these are you particularly. So you can use either of two and access this. Similarly, you will have this also in storage account. So here also you can generate this. What happens here is, So when you we frequently change this and update these keys in the update this key when you are making use of this data factory or database trying to access the storage account. Why you generate is to make safeguard your application or to put your data in a safe location so that you regenerate the keys here. That is how you say here you can go and regenerate. So when you regenerate this, the existing key becomes invalid. Okay, this is how it works. So you should make use of this. But here you see these keys are here, right? This you can't take this and copy this and hard code in the application. You should not do it. So you should put into some safe location, right? So that all we'll talk. We'll see when we'll try to put that in a particular in in other when we come to other service where to put this in the same. You can see here when your access keys authenticate your application request, keep your keys in secure location like Azure Key Vault. So what they are and replace them here and replace them often with new keys here, right? So they are saying that don't have the same keys for the long time. Try changing and using them. Okay. So this is a go and use them and you can access that all. Okay. Right. Now this is a right now. So only providing this key will not work. Yes, I'll go here. I'll go to this. So here, when you're trying to access the storage account, so we have got Azure storage account, right? We have got Azure data lake storage generation too. So we have got this. So these two services we got here. These two services we have got. We have got these two services. Okay, these two services we got. Now, how do you access? So this this has got some driver. This has got some driver. So those drivers are called here for this for Azure storage we call as WASBS. Here we called ABFSS. So we'll talk this. So what is WASBS and what is ABFS? In WASBS, what you need to provide them? In ABFS, what you need to provide? How does data factory go and access? And where do you store these keys? These all. So we'll talk this tomorrow. Okay. So go through this. So very important, I'm telling you. These all are very important, what I've told you. So I would request, so you will get these recordings as soon as this is this is converted. So you can use them and try downloading or accessing them and start going through. So as soon as my demo session is over, see here I'm deleting the resource book. Why? I want to safeguard the money here. Because I hardly get $200. If I don't save properly, I will not able to tell the session. So I've deleted this resource book now. You can see here. Now you should not have that resource book also now. So slowly it gets deleted. Okay. So you see this is getting deleted. This is so any doubt before we wind up for the day? So whatever I told you Friday and what I've told you now, just go through them. Very important, guys. I'm telling you, these are real. What I have told you. If at all you learn what I've told you, so you can claim around some 4 to 5 years of experience. Will teach you that way only. The same way I'll teach you. Very important. I'm telling you. So once this is done, so we'll go with the SQL Server also. SQL Server database, data warehouse. Then we'll start creating. So you will have 2 more days with the theory. Then we'll go with the practicals. Later you don't have theory. We'll have hardly talk on each and everything for 5 to 10 minutes. Remaining you'll do practicals each and on each and everything. Okay. Yeah. Any doubts?
I do have a query.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned that Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 1 has removed
Yes.
by Microsoft Azure,
Yeah.
right? Is there any disadvantage with that, or why they removed it? Because there is an I don't know whether it is an advanced version or not, Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2.
So
Just I want,
you'll use your phones, right?
huh?
So 4 has got higher version.
Yeah, so that is the same reason here
So
also.
there's the same reason. So here it
Yeah,
has got some with different features here.
yeah, that's the reason.
So
Just I felt like it is an advanced
yes,
version,
this is
but just I
advanced
want.
version. So I've not told you. So I've told you these two, but in what case we need to go to the storage account, in what case data lake storage generation 2, I have not told you. So I'll
Okay,
tell you. So I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you at this point of time. I'll
okay,
tell you compulsory. You will come to know. Don't worry on that. Why did I go for this? Why did I go for that? You will only
mm,
tell me when I take it.
definitely, sure.
Okay?
Thank you.
Don't worry. You need not ask me at that
Mhm.
point. See here when I'm because I know this is online session. So if at all I keep on saying, I know even when someone takes session, no one would be probably sitting more than 20 to 30 minutes of time. So that is the reason I was just telling you theory and creating and showing you. So don't worry, you just concentrate. I'll 200% I'll tell you each and everything.
Sure.
Okay? You need not worry about that.
Yeah, done.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Right. So someone Harsha Reddy as per the course given. Who is this Harsha Reddy?
Hi, sir.
Yes, sir. Tell me, sir.
Yeah, real-time scenarios also provided, right, as per the course?
Everything will be dealt with real time only, sir. Everything you practice, I have told you, na. The one
Okay.
which I have told you, if you can practice, you can put for minimum 4 years on your resume.
Okay.
Okay, and don't ever. I'm telling you, don't ever go to anyone and say that I want project, I want interview questions, I want real time. I'm telling you, they'll catch you. They'll take the advantage of that. You start learning. Okay, so first in the beginning, everyone will be much enthusiasm to show that, saying that I want to get a switch over, I want to learn within 3 months. I've seen many people. I've dealt with many number of batches. I'm telling you, I'm a corporate trainer also. I go to some big corporates and give the trainings also. If you can go and search with my name Srikant Manda, you'll have some articles on the internet also. And I'm working as a technical head. But don't go and ask that I want interview questions, or first don't worry, first start learning. If you still wanted to have something, we'll meet one-on-one in the institute. There will
Okay.
discuss. Okay,
Yeah.
don't worry
Okay,
on
sir.
it. Okay,
Thank you.
chalo.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. We'll connect again tomorrow. Right.